Welcome to the 14th episode of the Can Learn Library here at the North Battleford Library. As you can see, we're back in the kitchen, and everyone loves dessert, whether it's cold or hot outside. This recipe can be eaten warm or cold. Today we will be making a creamy rice pudding using a recipe from the PDF put out by the Dietitians of Saskatchewan, which you can find under our Explore tab on our website. Now I will show you what you will need to make our rice pudding. Here's what you're going to need to make the rice pudding. Now you will need 3/4 of a cup of uncooked rice. If you're using rice that's cooked, you will need 1.5 cups. You will need 2 cups of milk divided. You will need 1/3 cup of white sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 egg beaten, 2/3 cup of raisins, and that's optional. If you're like me, you had kids who didn't like raisins, so you didn't use the option too much, but we will today. And we need a tablespoon of butter or margarine, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, and a sprinkle of cinnamon, which is also optional. And it's, like I said, it's a delicious way to use leftover rice. And this recipe may also be made using Splenda R instead of sugar. And you only need 1/3 of the amount. So I guess that would be 1/3 of a third. So now let's go to it and make our pudding. Okay, if you're starting with uncooked rice, you need to bring 1.5 cups of water to boil. I'm going to put a little bit of salt just to make it boil a little faster. Once that's done, we're going to be stirring the rice into the boiling water and reduce it to low heat, cover, and simmer for 20 minutes. Okay, so I hope you can see okay here. I've put the 1.5 cups of rice into a clean saucepan, and we're going to put the 1.5 cups of milk. So I'll just bring that over here, 1.5 cups of milk to this. And we need our sugar. And our salt. So remember, you just need about 1/4 teaspoon, so a little dab will do you. Now we're going to cook this. We're going to cook this over medium heat until thick and creamy. So it assures me that it takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll put it on medium heat. I will cook, and I will join you once this has cooked for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm still stirring here, and it's been 15 minutes. So now I'm going to add my milk, the other part of milk that we had separated there. I'm going to mix that in. Now it wants you to mix in the beaten egg. So here we go. I'm using a spatula just to get everything, and try to mix it as quick as you can, because this is your thickening thing. Plus you don't want to cook it and have scrambled eggs when you're in here. Okay. And I'm going to add the raisins. And we're going to cook this for another 2 minutes. So we'll just kind of stir and just keep stirring because we want it to thicken. That's the big thing, is to thicken this so that it'll be nice and creamy. I was going to try this with brown sugar, and I think you probably could. It would give you more of a caramelized taste to it. And of course, there's the Splenda R that you can use instead of sugar if you have dietary issues, or a diabetic, it's and still want to enjoy some of your favorite foods. Okay, so it's just got about another minute here, and it's already starting to thicken. I don't know if you can see it. It's starting to thicken. It's starting to get a little bit thicker. So we'll just stir it a little bit longer, and then once we're done cooking it, we're going to stir in our tablespoon of butter, our vanilla extract, and at this point you can put cinnamon on it if you like. Some people cook it, put the cinnamon in and cook with it. It's all up to you. You can try and see what you like best of all. Okay, so now it looks like this has thickened here, and it's been 2 minutes. I just want to make sure it turns out. All right, so I'm going to just put it a little closer here. I'm hoping we can still see it. There. So I'm going to add the margarine to it and our little bit of vanilla extract. Oops. All right. There we go. We're going to mix that in. And I'm going to just put it in a bowl, so if you'll forgive me for a minute, I'm just going to shut this off and we'll come back and show you the final product. And there you have it, our creamy rice pudding. Well, that's all the time we have left for today. I'll see you next time for the Can Learn Library at the North Battleford Library. Take care.